This is one of the craziest things I have ever seen in person. Like, I know we see these things online happening in other countries, but to see it in Fiji, I mean, wow. So I've got a very special story to tell you guys today about Ginger the Piglet. But before we get to that, I wanted to wrap up our visit to the SPCA. So up next, we've got Clinic and Shelter Manager Chanel, who's going to tell us more about the kind of products and services they have on offer and how you and I can get involved through their volunteering programs. But you know, a lot of the times here, people just don't go to the vet because they worry about things like costs and transportation. You know, we know a lot of taxi drivers who just won't put animals in the car to take them to the vet. People themselves don't want to put their pet in their car to take them to the vet. So those are things that they worry about, like what products and services, you know, and also things like just pet care knowledge. People don't have it. And I have to say that people think taking care of a pet is, you know, they take it very lightly. And I just want to remind everybody that it's no joke to take care of a pet. You're literally looking after another life form. And the day that we start looking at animals as sentient, living, breathing beings that can feel emotion and love and pain, I mean, I feel that we as a nation are going to completely change the way we think about animals and how we treat them. So we spoke with Chanel, and he's got some information for us on how we can take care of them and also the kind of products and services they have on offer at the SPCA that we can utilize.
So we are a full-on clinic. We are actually 24/7 clinics. We also do emergencies. We do basic client consults. So if clients are requesting for general checkup, just deworming, flea vaccines, we deal with those. We also do surgeries. We offer desexing surgeries for those clients who like to get the animals desexed. We also do referrals. If there's any referral from other clinics, they're not able to look at a case or for a second opinion. We do get specialists here, like once in a while. We have orthopedic surgeries, specialists coming in. We had skin consultants, like they're coming in for special skin specialists. So yes, we also do a bit of that, and at the same time we also have a shelter, so we also running our shelter. So basically the aim is whatever income is generated from our clinic, whatever profit is made, basically goes and caters for our animals at the back. So covers their medical expenses, because whatever comes in the shelter, we make sure we deworm, flea vaccinate them, and their daily feeding, paying the shelter kennel attendants who are taking care of them. So yeah, whatever profit is generated from the clinic goes and funds our shelter. Our shelter, at the moment we house, I think so, 120 animals, dogs and cats, and it's a movement, so it comes in and goes out. Our adoption average per month is around 50 animals, so we adopt 50 animals out per month at the moment. And we have around 300 animals in foster care, fostering. So we have a group of foster parents who foster for us as well. Currently, I think so we have around 300 animals in the foster care who are not actually physically in the shelter, but they are with the foster parents, and we try to rehome them through that. So it's a very big network, a lot of people involved. That's basically day-to-day SPCA. So we do consulting. So if your animal is sick or just needs a general checkup, we do consulting for that. If the animal is sick and needs treatment, so we also offer hospitalization for them. So we also like do in-house hospitalization. If you have rescued an animal, like you were walking in a park or on the roadside and you find a puppy or kitten abandoned, you can also call us and bring that in. So we do take in strays as well. So basically we have a lot of people. That's basically how SPCA gets most of the animals, people rescuing and bringing it in. So we also have a stray admission section, and then we have surrender section where people are migrating, they're not able to take the animal with them, or if they have too much animals with them, or there is a family problem and they're not able to take care of the animal, we also take in surrenders. Other services we provide is emergency service. We, as I said earlier on, we are available 24/7. So after, we open from 8 to 5, but after hours we provide veterinary care as well. So we have an emergency team on call as well. So basically if you give them a call, they'll come in after hours and have a look at your animal. Also, we do transportation, so we also have transportation available. Basic grooming, if people need the animals to be groomed. How to, just basic questions, how to take care of your animal, what to feed your animal, washing your dogs, nail clipping, you know, cleaning ears. If they have any queries, any questions or anything, they can always call our office and they can speak to one of the clinic team members, the veterinary team, and then one of them will help them out for sure. We are trying to, the price ranges, as he has mentioned, we try to keep it as low as possible. We charge at cost. So all the medicine and everything we actually have to buy, and veterinary medicines are pretty expensive. We have to get it from Australia, New Zealand, import it, or everything comes in. So basically, we try to keep everything at cost, but if people are not able to afford, they can also speak to our clinic team. We have payment plan options where else the whole treatment could be done. We understand sometimes there's emergencies and stuff, and you don't have cash on hand. You can speak with our clinic team and they will work out a payment plan for you. And if you really can't pay it, then also speak with the clinic manager and they might get someone to sponsor your animal or something. Products, we have a wide range of things available for our clients, and there are a few of them which are pretty expensive, and a few of them really also not like the cheaper ones. So we have a wide range of stuff for deworming and deflea, basic OTCs available over the counter. We have Drontal, which is the deworming tablet. We only keep Drontal and it's the cheapest, I think, so like the clients can afford it. It's only like $10 a pill for 10 kg. For deflea and skin, we have shampoos. We have 4 or 5 kinds of shampoo. We have normal shampoos you can just wash your dog with. We have deflea shampoos. These certain ones. Mostly we get our products from Fido's company, so we have Fido's products available. We also have deflea products. We have Simparica, NexGuard, we got Pastigon, Frontline, Revolution. So there's a wide range of choice for clients to choose from. Recently we're introducing Bravector. It's a product which normally lasts up to 3 months once you use it for deflea in Fiji. We have noticed it's very common, like the dog, because of the weather, the animals, they have lots of ticks and fleas. So we're trying to keep a variety of product for our clients to choose from. Medical facilities, what we could do. We do skin diagnostics, so if your dog has skin problems, we do mange diagnostic. We have a microscope, we can do skin scrape. We run in-house cytology now. We also do ultrasound, so if anybody needs ultrasound for their animals to be done, we provide that. We do in-house bloods. If anybody, the blood work needs to be done and stuff. We also provide hospitalization, so we also hospitalize animals if it's needed be. We don't have an extra facility at the moment, but the team is looking into it, but we can always refer you to the other facilities, other private clinics and shelter which have extra facilities. We can do referrals for them. Surgery-wise, we provide, as I said, basic desexing surgeries, and then it's case on case, like what we get. If we have to do a pinning in a dog, like mostly if there's a fracture after accident or something, we offer that as well. We also do plating if the client wants plating to be done. We do XLAP, explore surgeries, emergency C-section. Sometimes we have puppies stuck in dogs or kittens stuck in mother cats. So we also offer all those kinds of. So, but it all depends case by case, and if there's a vet available to have a look at it and perform the surgeries. So, yeah.
To find out more, you can contact the SPCA on the following. Coming up next, common household poisons that can be harmful and deadly for your pets.
I'm guilty of that as well. Okay, I knew about chocolates.
And a wild piglet who was adopted by a loving family and their dog. Right, so you showed us a little bit about what kind of foods to give to our pets, right? But little do people know that in our very own households and kitchens, there's poisons. Yeah. There are things that are everyday items for us that are very poisonous to the animal.
What kind of items are they?
Basic stuff. If you have alcohol, wine in the house, if the animal gets access to it, it's poisonous for them. A lot of people leave chocolate out, like on the counter, in the freezer and stuff.
Right.
Even if the animal gets hold of the chocolate, it's really poisonous and deadly for them as well. Garlic and onion, a lot of people think we should include that in the diet. Not really, it's not good. Also, fruit-wise, you're not supposed to feed them grapes. It's quite dangerous. Also, while we're talking on that, people leave out red baits around the house, which is actually pretty bad as well. We had cases where they leave red baits in the kitchen and stuff. Please be careful of that too. Your kids can get access to it if you have small kids at home and animals, and it's really deadly. It results in uncontrolled bleeding, and it can result in death of your animal too. Chemical wise too, a lot of people use heavy cleaning stuff in the house. So if you have pets, you have to also be considerate about that, which kind of chemicals you use for mopping and cleaning of your house, because it also affects their skin, because normally dogs and cats, they sit on the floor. So it can result in hair fall or skin irritation, and you'll see that on their skin as well.
So this one time, my little one, his name was Poochus, he got into a bit of chocolate, and you know, even being born an animal lover, I didn't have proper knowledge of pet care until about like 7 years ago maybe, and so like I had no idea about things that were poisonous to them, how to properly take care of them, when they needed to go to the vet and things like that. And so I caught him as he was just finishing off the chocolate, but I didn't think, you know, much of it. Probably I was just mad that he finished it and I didn't. But I didn't think anything else. And so right after that, we went for our daily walk. And you know, the chocolate didn't affect him straight away, but about 20 minutes into our walk, he started to slow down. Like he got really lethargic, he started throwing up. And I went into a state of panic because he couldn't walk. After a while, he just couldn't even walk anymore. And so I had to carry him home. And then I took him to the vet, and the vet said, well, the reason for that is because of the chocolate. So he was given some antibiotics and some needles or whatever, and you know, he got better. And thankfully he recovered because he didn't consume a lethal amount. But it was a major lesson learned moment for me, and from that day I started researching any and everything about pet care to try and educate myself, because seeing the list of things that were harmful and poisonous to our pets, I was shocked. I was literally shocked. You would be surprised at the things that are everyday items for us, but not so much for them. So before I realized it was wrong and I completely stopped it from happening, Poochus loved, you know, drinking soft drinks and tea and eating ice cream and even grapes. He just loved eating and drinking the things I loved. And so, you know, just thinking about it now, I'm cringing. I'm cringing because I didn't know any better. I had no idea that these things were slowly killing my boy. And so I encourage everyone watching right now to start researching pet care tips. You know, everything is online these days, and it's not hard to just jump on the internet and research if you don't want to go to the vet. But you know, at the end, if you realize that it's something serious, then you probably have to go to the vet. This is what the Pet Project is for, and we will try and educate as much as possible, but after this, it becomes your responsibility. And so we spoke with Casey Quimby, who is the co-founder at Animals Fiji, who tells us a little bit more about these common poisons.
You can see on the screen behind us is an example of cooked bones. Cooked bones are a big no-no.
Yeah.
So never giving cooked bones. You can give raw, like raw soup bones as a treat. It's good for their teeth, cleans the teeth, but only raw every once in a while. Big no-no would be chicken bones, especially. They get caught and stuck in the throat. So if you can see there, I've got one stuck in the throat there.
Right.
Another treat, even though dogs like it a lot, chocolate and any dairy.
Okay, so chocolate is no.
Yeah, any dairies as well, like
any dairy.
Yeah, so dogs are lactose intolerant, so they like it a lot. And lots of people will call us and say, I found kittens and I started feeding them cow's milk. And it will give them a runny tummy.
Yeah.
So that's a no-go. Again, milk, cheese, ice cream. I know that they like it, and maybe on the very rare occasion, but our veterinarians would get very upset if I didn't say a no dairy.
Okay, so we're saying that loudly, but I'm guilty of that as well. Okay, I knew about chocolates. I had no idea. My dog, well, he used to love cheese and ice cream.
Cheese is like if you're going to give a tablet or something like that, occasionally like a little bit of cheese and stick it in there. Yeah, that's all right, but maybe like an ice cream every day or milk every day is a no-go.
He would get the soft serve. Like I'd buy one for myself and one for him. Okay. Oh my god.
And another big thing that a lot of people, well-intended, they want to give their dog like some flavors. They put onion and garlic. So over long exposure, onion and garlic is not good for their kidney and liver. So no onion and garlic. Dogs, they don't need spices. So you don't need to put chili or anything like that. No onion and garlic. And no candy or gum or things like that can sit in the system. And then lastly,
It doesn't digest.
yeah, it doesn't digest, so it's like the gum will sit there for a while and clog.
Especially, I heard something. Xylitol. Xylitol is sugar-free. The sugar-free.
Oh,
items,
yeah.
So
Like
that's-
aspartame, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a no, right? Anything
No.
sugar-free is not good for them.
Yeah.
Because of the chemical.
Yeah, so if you think about it, the less chemicals, the better, because they evolved eating, hunting. Domesticated dogs are related to wild wolves, and they wouldn't be chewing on bubblegum, licking a soft-serve ice cream. And then lastly, not that we get it that often, but grapes and raisins and avocados. Those, again, also over long term can poison their system. So those are the main ones that we have. So those are the big covers here. I think that also focusing on what they should eat.
Yes.
So I brought some examples today. Obviously, we'll start with the most common ones that people would know about or see in the grocery stores here.
Yeah.
So we have like cat biscuits, which there's different brands here, and making sure that you portion it correctly.
Yeah.
So there's always on the bag of dog food or the bag of cat food, it will have a label on how much. So cats necessarily will not eat themselves to death as easily as dogs. Like dogs will just eat until they die. Some cats will.
Yes.
But yeah, so just making sure portion size is correct for how big. So for example, like an adult sized cat would only need serving like that.
Yeah.
And I use the measuring cup that was given in the bag.
Yeah.
Or you can just measure it out. It gives you how many cups.
Okay, so it says there. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good-
So it doesn't have to be a full bowl. Because also keep in mind, like my stomach is only that big.
Yeah.
And a kitten and a puppy's stomach will only be as big as their paw situation. So
Yeah.
you don't need that much.
Oh, really? Well, that's how you kind of estimate.
Yeah, and they will always have the servings. How often? So like a puppy or a kitten under 6 months will need to be fed 3 times a day.
Right.
And an adult dog twice a day, or some people like to do one big serve once a day, which is fine as well. For dogs, so like an adult dog, so we're looking at 2 dry food situations here, cat dry food, dog dry food, 1 measuring cup. So like, you would use in your kitchen for measuring flour.
Yeah.
Same, 1 measuring cup in the morning,
Yeah.
1 measuring cup at night.
That's an adult.
That's enough for an adult 20 to 30 kg dog.
Wow. I might have been overfeeding.
So yeah, there's a
so-
body score chart on each of the consult rooms too. You can have a look. It's a bit overweight. But again, packaged food in Fiji and overseas as well can be quite expensive.
Yeah.
So we also encourage our owners and clients to make their own food.
Yes.
And we make our own food for our shelter animals as well. So we use, you can use chicken liver, you can use meat dust, you can use mince.
Wow. Okay. Options.
The
nice.
cheapest option is meat dust.
Yeah.
So I know you can get it at the grocery store for about $1 a kg.
Yeah.
And here we just have meat dust and rice. And normally if we have, we put frozen vegetables in it as well.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be a lot, but 70% of this needs to be protein. So 70% of what they eat needs to be meat. So
Right.
for those that are vegetarian, and you don't want to prepare meat in your household, you could also use the alternative of fish.
Yeah.
So your standard tin fish.
Yeah.
And this has to be either in natural oil
Yeah.
or water. Because tomato sauce, tomatoes in general, will also give runny tummy. So it has to be in natural oil or water, and you can mix this with rice and a little bit of veggies. And you don't have to buy like the frozen veggie bag.
Yeah.
You could use your carrot peels.
Yeah.
You could use your sweet potato peels, like your kumala peels, and you can mix that in for vegetable.
What? I didn't even know that. That's like
So-
not wasting.
Yeah, so you're not wasting
your
food.
peels as well.
Yeah. Other times, like for example, for me, at home, sometimes I'll make the occasional, we'll do chicken liver.
Yeah.
So I'll throw chicken liver, veggies, and some rice in the crock pot
Yeah.
and just leave it while I'm at work all day. Come home and that will last like a week.
Wow.
So you just slow cook chicken liver or meat dust and throw it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got enough food for.
And then just make sure you store it in the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I feel so bad because I've been doing things that I shouldn't be doing, and I'm learning.
Can I be your dog? I mean, it sounds like you get soft serve every day.
And you get overfed. But so that was one thing. I was giving my dog dairy, not chocolate, but like other things. And I also, every time I give them tin fish and bread, it's tomato flavor.
Yeah. So it can upset their stomach, the acid. And
The acid. Okay, well, see, you learn something new every day. Being an animal lover, and I still, was making these mistakes. So thank you so much, Casey, for that.
Thank you very much.
There we go. Common household poisons that you should avoid giving your giving your pets, really, and also things that you can give them. Thank you once again, Casey, from Animals Fiji.
Thank you.
Up next, Ginger the puppy. Whoops, we mean Piglet. Welcome to our first ever Pet Diaries. Pet Diaries is about our special encounters that we have with pets, and today's story is nothing short of amazing. So the other day I was at work and this guy, I'm sure you all know of this legend and his awesome adventures, and so he and I get to chatting, and he says, we were chatting about the pet project, and he said, you know what, I think there's a story you might like. It's actually about a piglet who's been adopted by a friend of mine and their dog. I was like, wait, what? And so I had to get out there and see it for myself and also share it with you guys. So without further ado, here is the story of Ginger the Piglet. My drive to Pacific Harbor could not have felt any longer because I was so excited to meet Ginger and see the phenomenon for myself. These are the kind of stories I've only ever seen and heard of happening internationally, but this one being so close to home was a dream. Yeah, Ginger definitely thought he was one of the pups. Casimiro Tokeinikoro is the director of Rivers Fiji, a company that specializes in water rafting and adventures in the Navua region. Kasi introduced me to his son Philip, who was an awesome dog handler, and to Ginger the Piglet and Ginger's new mom, Tai.
I think the guides were coming down the river and they saw this tiny little pig, very cold, wet, and still struggling to get ashore. So they knew there was no chance for this one to survive out there in the wilderness because there wasn't any mother to feed on. Definitely it was seen that it needs milk. So they decided to bring it to the office. Actually, we run Rivers Fiji. Rivers Fiji, we take tourists down the river through rafting and kayaking. We take them for any outdoor experiences, and for camping, anything to tailor-made to the requirement of the guests. And because we had always stressed to the guides, whatever they bring out from the canyon has to go back, especially animals, you know. So our task here is try to make sure it's well, big and strong, and just release it back. Sometimes I'm sleeping there on the floor watching TV. He'd come straight and lie on my chest, and sleep there.
Yeah.
And sometimes I push it and I turn around. He's still trying to snug in and sleep right next to me. And sometimes I just have to run away and close the door from the room so I can sleep in peace. I see the dogs when they lie out and they relax, they have their forelegs up into the air. And he was trying to mimic them one time, and it's falling this side since he's got a straight spine, It was kind of hilarious, yeah. We have found a couple animals, floating down the rivers. Some are dead, even small piglets like that, dead also, because of the height. Probably this one didn't fall from a far height.
Yeah.
If it had fallen from a far height, then it would have been dead. This one was probably a lucky one. So we wanted to name him Lucky, but since he's a gingery color, we called him Ginger then. in Fiji, we tend unconsciously, some of us abuse our pests, just trying to chase it back home. We pick up a stone instead of just saying it nicely to go home. I guess because of lack of training to the animals, we could do this better. If you really love your animals, just the other day I had to go down to town to get tablets for them, all of them.
Yeah.
So, and very expensive getting tablets for these animals. The other wildlife, and as you know, all wildlife in Fiji are very shy, as in most countries, you have to be stationary, while every time we'll be moving as we are paddling down.
Yeah.
And occasionally we see snakes on the sides of the river, we have bats.
Yeah.
We've seen bats with tails,
Wow.
they call the Fiji blossom bats. We had to go and get some NGOs to come and identify, and Marungativiti did that for us. So yeah.
That's Nature Fiji, right?
Yes. And we also have fishes in the river that hasn't been documented, so we have our own biologists and environmentalists going down to have a look at it and trying to document them. Actually, that area, we have a 615 hectares conservation area. So that's why we are trying to keep. That's why I think the animals, they kind of feel that this kind of area is protected. That's why they probably are coming through to the small area, because that's the mahogany plantation, and people are cutting down mahoganies on every side.
Yeah.
So that's why we conserved that and went to the landowners and asked them, give it to us to lease to protect it.
To learn more about Rivers Fiji conservation efforts, head to our Facebook page to watch the full interview with Kasi. On our next episode, we visit Pash, a newly opened shelter and hospital for our furry friends.
I mean, look at this.
And remember, make a difference. Be kind to animals.
Feeding them like how you always feed them with love and respect. So you cuddle them and always be kind to them. Thank you.